I started my day unlike a normal morning in May. I woke up freezing on the hard ground and was rather confused until I remembered where I was. I unzipped my tent and stepped outside. The boys were already up, surprisingly, just sitting on the rocks overlooking the side of the cliff near our campsite. I joined them on one of the oversized rocks and grabbed a sandwich from the cooler, starting to eat while observing the vast area of forest below us. After eating, Shane and I decided we would go for a hike while Elgin stayed behind to take a nap in his hammock. We lost track of time and wandered through the trees for hours, just talking and experiencing nature. After several hours had passed, we headed back towards the campsite. We took a different way than we came in hopes it would be quicker. We ended up having to crawl up a bunch of large rocks, which luckily neither of us had trouble with, and walked through campsite 23 because that's where the rocks led us up to. We made our way back to our campsite and fell right asleep from all the tiring exploration in the forest that we had just spent most of the day doing. I awoke from my much-needed nap to Elgin talking to someone outside of my tent. I stepped outside and joined a conversation between him and a police officer. There had been a bear that had come up to campsite 23 a brief time ago, and luckily the people staying there were able to scare the bear away. The police officer was just warning all of the campers that there had been a bear nearby. We spent a while talking about the bear dilemma, and all of a sudden it started snowing. I couldn't believe my eyes. I had no idea it was supposed to snow, even when I had checked the weather before we left. The others were due to arrive to the campsite soon. They had to come up a day later than us because of classes and work. We stayed huddled in the tent until Josh Clifford and Katie pulled up in the van. We got out to greet them, and they were laughing at us for the bear situation. We started to take the things out of the van that we needed and started to set up the other tents. Once we were done, we started playing games, and the boys even taught me the basic skills for sword fighting. They wouldn't let me use one of the practice swords because I thought it was too dangerous for me to use one without knowing how to control it properly. A little bit later, we started a tournament with the practice swords, and up first was Shane and Clifford. They're both experts at sword fighting, or so I thought, until Clifford's sword violently smashed into Shane's finger. I thought Shane was over-exaggerating the pain until he sat down next to me. It was already swollen within a couple of minutes and looked broken, but mostly the fingernail looked damaged. The sword fighting tournament came to a halt, and we bandaged Shane's finger as best as we could. Later that night, Josh made us dinner, and by that point I was grateful for any food that wasn't just the same plain sandwiches we'd eaten for the previous 24 hours. Josh also had started a campfire, which we all huddled around in an attempt to become warm. As the night grew on us, we started cleaning up dinner and would take breaks to thaw ourselves in front of the fire from the cold darkness. The boys brought their ukuleles and guitars out to play songs around the fire. By the time they ran out of songs to play, or attempt to play, we were well into the night and decided to end the day, as we knew there would be more adventures waiting for us in the morning.